Hey you guys, so it's Kiyosha and I'm back for another video. So from the title you can see I am finally doing my Crohn's update. I really apologize for this video being super duper extra late. I did get a lot of messages and I got everybody's questions, and I tried to answer everybody who had questions about my Crohn's disease. If you like these types of videos, please make sure you give a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. I know that these videos come far and few in between, but it was just something new to me, so I didn't really want to make so many videos because I didn't have as much knowledge as you guys want me to have, but I'm glad to share my experiences with you guys. So this is going to be an update. I think my last video was in March of this year. Yeah, so that was like, what's that, October, November, December, February, March, 5 months after my surgery. So for all of you who are new, I do have a playlist called My Life with Crohn. So this is the fourth episode in this series, and this is going to be an update after my surgery. So June 15th of this year was the 1-year anniversary of me finding out that I had Crohn's disease, and from there I got hospitalized I think 3 or 4 times. I went to the emergency room 3 or 4 times. And I eventually had surgery on September, I want to say 28th or 29th. So right now I am so we got March, April, May, June. I am actually, I think, 9 months post-surgery. And so a lot of people want to know how it went. So I think in my last video I stopped off after my surgery, and surgery went well and things like that, and I never did tell you guys about the recovery process or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and discuss that today. So let's just get started because I don't want this video to be super duper long, because y'all know they are. Okay, so I had surgery I think September 28th, 27th, somewhere around there. I got out of the hospital, so I got admitted to the hospital on a Sunday. I had surgery, I want to say on a Wednesday I believe, a Wednesday or a Thursday, and I got out of the hospital that Saturday, which was October the 1st. Like I said, if you haven't watched my other videos, my original surgery date was supposed to be, I think, October 28th or somewhere around there, but I didn't make it that far because my stricture, it became fully blocked, which means that my the lining of my intestines, the scar tissue got so bad that it completely closed up, and therefore I was just vomiting. I couldn't keep anything down, not water, nothing, no pills, no nothing. And so they eventually had to do an endoscopy, admit me, and then I had to have emergency surgery, basically, because it was before the day that I was supposed to have. It was a month before I was supposed to actually have the surgery. So my case went from June, just finding out having Crohn's, to September, you're having emergency surgery. So my case was very, I don't know if it was rare or if that happens all the time. Like I told you guys, I'm new to this. It's only been a year. It seems like, me and my Crohn's disease went through a fast whirlwind and went quickly from 0 to 100, in my opinion. Like one day I was fine and the next day I'm having surgery, so it was really quick, fast paced. It was a lot of information, a lot of stuff going on. And I know you feel scared, and, because I was scared, I was confused, I was upset. It's just really a lot to take in. And not to say it's a lot to take in, but mine was such a short period of time before they was talking surgery. Because when I first talked to the doctor, he was like, oh, we got a while before you have surgery. That'll be our last resort. We're not going to do that if we don't have to. And next thing you know, I'm having surgery. So it can be scary. It can be, overwhelming, but you just have to, kind of step back, take a deep breath, and make sure you're understanding everything that the doctor's telling you. If you don't know what they're talking about, you need to ask questions, you need to research, you need to get second opinions, things like that. I really truly advise you to do that if you don't think something's right, if you think things are moving too fast. I did a lot of research before I went and saw the surgeon. I looked up all different kind of procedures they could do, all other kind of things they can do besides surgery, alternatives and things like that. And me and my surgeon together, after I asked him all the questions, and I, went through my list of questions I had, list of different procedures he could do, I had a whole notebook, you guys, different procedures he could do. We finally agreed that none of those procedures would work for me for whatever reasons that I had, which are based off of me, myself, and I, so it doesn't apply to everybody. Alright, so let's just fast forward to surgery day. I told you guys, I had surgery, I was sick, and everybody was getting on my nerves, and I was just a nervous wreck that first day after surgery. Okay, so from surgery day to the day I got out of the hospital, so what they require of you is to use the bathroom once and to have a bowel movement. So I did get to tinkle, I guess as I'll call it. I think not that same day. It was like later on that night when I calmed down, everybody left and I was good to go when I could calm down, not have people pressure me, bothering me and all this other kind of stuff. Now, when I did get out of surgery, I believe I was still on no eating. I couldn't have anything to eat, just little sips of water when I took my medicine. But the tube was gone, y'all. The tube was gone. Thank you, Jesus. Because that tube is no damn joke. I hated that damn tube. I don't ever want to see it again. So the tube was gone, but the pain from the surgery was very prominent. It was there. It was more of not pain. It was more of like sore. When I moved too quickly or, moved too fast, it's like, you could feel the stitches, pulling at each other. And that first day or two, I was kind of like lazy. They want you to walk around. They want you to get up and walking down the hall, get your bowels moving, get your body moving, from laying in the bed all day. They want you to get your blood pumping, and all that kind of stuff. And I was just being lazy and didn't do it. So finally, a couple of my friends came over and they pushed me and they was like, okay, we finna get out of this bed today. You finna walk up and down this hall. It was a slow process, but by the time Saturday came, I could walk pretty quickly down the hall. When I first started walking down the hall, I was super slow. I got out of breath really, really fast and had to go back to my room. So it's a process. It will go slow, but it will get better. So by the time, Saturday came, some of the soreness was gone away. I was still kind of, how if you work out, you're sore, but you're not like hurting. It was that kind of sore. It's like I had worked out too much and I just overdid it extremely, and it was just going to take a long time for that soreness to go away. So sitting down, standing up, getting out of bed, anything that requires you to use your stomach muscles was sore. It didn't hurt, but it was just super, super sore. So I got 3 incisions. Yes, so I had 2 microscopic on my stomach, and then they had to cut me where my belly button was to pull the intestines out, cut out the piece that was, I guess scarred or whatever, and then they looked around to see if there was any other Crohn's disease prominent that they could actually see that was actively along my intestines. They didn't see anything. So they decided that I didn't need an ostomy bag, and they sewed me back up and, sent me on my merry way. Now, there are risks to surgery, of course. The risk is that, you could need surgery again. It could not work. You could develop more scar tissues. Crohn's could come back. It could become prevalent anywhere else in your body. Just because you had surgery doesn't mean you don't have Crohn's disease anymore. Doesn't mean you're in remission or anything like that. So they did explain that to me before I left the hospital. So they were like, this is what the best we could do at the time because of your situation, but this is not a fix all cure type situation. So like I said, it's been 9 months. That first week or two at home, I walked slow, but I ate normal. I did normal things. I was a little winded, like tired. You get tired easily, but as the days and weeks go by, I slowly gain my energy. Now you're not authorized to lift anything over 50 pounds until 6 weeks after your surgery. So I couldn't do no exercise. I couldn't do no running. I couldn't lift things. Nothing like that. They don't advise it because they don't want anything, to rip or stitches to come loose or anything like that. So that wasn't a big deal for me because I actually, sat all day. There wasn't too much I had to lift. And if something needed to be lifted, I just asked my mom or my son or my daughter or whomever. But I didn't need any pain medicine when I got home. He did tell me that if you've ever had a child that you will be fine. You wouldn't need any pain medicine. He did say it's harder on men because men, you know, they don't have that pain of childbirth or anything like that. So he said it may be really, really bad for them. Now, what I can tell you was the worst thing was coughing. You wouldn't think that coughing would put you in so much agony, but it will. It will have you double over. And he was like, oh, you know, there's a technique. You can put this pillow on your belly and hold it and then cough and it wouldn't hurt as bad. I could never get to work, y'all. I used to try to refuse. I used to try to just hold my cough in. Coughing hurts, you guys. That's the only thing I can say. If I cough, it hurt. But other than that, it was just a little bit uncomfortable and more like soreness or whatever. I'm sorry I got notes because I don't want to, you know, get off track. So 9 months post-surgery. So surgery went well. Everything is good. After surgery, before I could go back to work, I had to go and have an x-ray, another CT scan and things like that to just make sure everything was healing correctly and that type of thing. So I went back 6 weeks later, and it wasn't all good news, but it wasn't all bad news either. So the news was that my, you know, stomach was healing as it should, but it was still creating, like where they sewn me up was creating scar tissue. Now, that's just something your body does. You know, some people just create scar tissue and some people don't. I don't know. He said he didn't see Crohn's anywhere, but you know, if that scar tissue gets worse or, you know, like that, it could turn into a stricture, because basically that's all a stricture is scar tissue. That's all it really is. Scar tissue becomes so tight that it's called a stricture. Scar tissue and stricture basically go hand in hand. But what he did tell me is that the reason why I had scar tissue is because, not because I had a flare or Crohn's was prevalent, just because I had surgery and because of the medicine I was taking and because of my body, it just didn't heal, you know, as seamlessly as they wanted to. But he would keep me on the Humira, and what the Humira would do, it would make sure that I wouldn't have any flares of Crohn's. And because when you have a flare with Crohn's, what it does is it creates scar tissue. Over time, you keep having flares, you keep having flares, you keep having flares. It's scarring the lining of your intestines, your colon, or wherever it is, you know, your esophagus, wherever it shows up in your body. So Humira is what sort of prevents that. So, you know, because when I got through with surgery, I thought that I was going to be off of the Humira. And I was like, I thought you said if you didn't see Crohn's and you didn't do this, that I wouldn't have to take Humira anymore. Because I'm not really one to take medicine, especially one that hurt, okay? Because the damn Humira shots, they hurt. They ain't got no better. It's been almost, it's been almost a year and it's still hurt just like I take it the first time I took it. So I really don't like it, but it is what it is. Like I said, so the Humira is to help prevent flares, which will help prevent the scar tissue from getting any worse. So that was at 6 weeks. So I went back to work like right around my birthday. So October the 1st, I think I went to work like right before my birthday, on my birthday, one of them days. I don't know. The end of October, beginning of November is when I went back to work. Of course, it was light duty, no lifting or anything like that. So that was fine because I worked at a desk and I did, you know, walking. Now, I can tell you after surgery, I did have a problem with my legs swelling a little bit. But as time went on, that stopped as well. So since then, I've had 2 CT scans. I haven't had a colonoscopy, but I had 2 CT scans. And, you know, you have to drink all that stuff. And I still get sick, you guys. I still get sick. The last one I had, there's a vlog on it, and I'll link it so you guys can see. The last one I had, it didn't go very well. I got sick, and I could barely get through the procedure. So I think it's just my stomach. You know, they said when the stricture was gone, all that, it would get better, but it didn't get better. You know, some people just can't take that stuff that you drink, and my body just doesn't like it. I get sick every time I take anything to do a colonoscopy or a CT scan, any of that kind of stuff you gotta drink. I always get sick. It just is what it is. So that didn't go very well, but he did give me my results. He still saw the scar tissue. He's still gonna keep me on the Humira, but other than that, no more Crohn's. He doesn't see it anywhere. He doesn't see any flares. He doesn't see it being active. So I'm still on Humira. So that is how my surgery went. Everything went well as of today, which is July the 27th. And you're seeing this on July the 28th. I am fine. I don't have any more stomach pain. I haven't had any more abdominal pain. I haven't had any kind of flare. Nothing. I haven't had it ain't had a peep since I had surgery, basically. Like, I used to have a flare every week, all day, every day. Since that surgery, I haven't had a bit of pain that just wasn't normal from like cramping from, you know, being a girl or whatever. But as far as Crohn's disease or anything like that, I haven't had anything going on. I still have a very strict diet. That's just my preference. You know, they say you can eat what you want, but that didn't work for me. I decided to eat what I want one day. And no, I still had the diarrhea, you know, stomach pain from like eating dairy and stuff like that. So I just didn't even do it. I just, you know, stuck to my diet that I always had. Now, some people can go back and eat regular things after they have surgery and they're good to go. Me, that wasn't the case for me. So, you know, you can try it out, see how it works for you. If it don't work, just stick to your regular diet if you have one that's restricted or whatever. So I do have a strict diet that I stick to. Sometimes I cheat, but, you know, no big deal. I don't cheat a lot. So, yeah, that's how I deal with that. I'm trying to see what else. But yeah, that's all. What did people ask me? One guy, he was on Instagram the other day, which got me doing this. Thank you if you're watching this for pushing me to get this video out. I can't remember what he asked me because I don't have my phone with me. But what was he asking me? He was asking me, you know, how the procedure went. He asked me about recovery. I told you guys about that. That was it. So let's talk about some medication updates. So there's some updates that I have for medication. So I'm still taking Humira every 2 weeks, 40 milligrams. That has not changed. The last time I came on here, I was taking B12. I have gone back to the hematologist and she said my B12 is back to normal. I'm still somewhat anemic. And now I have a vitamin D deficiency. So what that is my vitamin D was at 200. She wanted to be at 400. And they gave me vitamin D pills, and I took those vitamin D pills for 6 months. And do you guys know that my vitamin D did not move an inch? Not an inch. It was still 200, probably lower. But so after that, they gave me another dose or another round, and it didn't work. So actually last week I went to see an osteoporosis doctor, and what osteoporosis is, a bone doctor. So you know, if you have a vitamin D deficiency, it causes your bones to become brittle, which is why I had to have a bone density test, because like I said, the Humira can cause you to be, you know, deficient in some of your vitamin areas, in other, you know, iron, vitamin C, vitamin D, B12, all of that. So when I went to the osteoporosis doctor, you know, he sit through this 2-hour class where they talk about stuff. And so basically she discussed with me that most Crohn's people and most people who have stomach issues like IBD, IBS, and all that kind of stuff have a vitamin D deficiency. And the reason why I probably wasn't absorbing the vitamin D from the pills is because the pills were in a gel capsule. And what she explained to me is that the gel capsule does not have time to break down in our digestive system, because our digestive system doesn't break things down correctly or within a timely manner. So she basically said it would just pass through my body without being broken down, so I wouldn't get any of the vitamin D. So she prescribed me some vitamin D, but it's like a medical meal. So it's a big old pill about this big. I'll try to maybe insert a picture of it or something. About this big. It looks like a big old Tums, and basically you chew it with your biggest meal. And what happens is it's not in a capsule, it's just in a nice little pill form, and the way it is like a wafer. So it'll break down super fast, super quickly, so it don't even have time to, you know, not get into your digestive system. So I have to take that until August is when she's going to redo the test to see how it's working. And I think I see her in December, which is 6 months from now. So that is that. But those are my only updates I have. So far, so good, you guys. I thank you guys so much for sticking with me on this journey. I know that during that time, you know, I wasn't making videos and I was just having a really hard time, and you guys always reached out to me, asking me how I was doing, how I was feeling. I had a lot of people say that I surely am happy to be so sick, and sometimes, you know, you can't just wallow in your misery. You have to just take it for what it's worth, and you have to still live your life, because I'm not going to let Crohn's dictate what I can do and not do. So I decide to tell Crohn's what I'm going to do or not do. You know, sometimes it beats me, and then sometimes it doesn't. And in this instance, you know, for right now, I've beaten it. we've taken it out, it hasn't come back, and I'm just living my life every day as full as I can, because like I said, it could come back at any moment and I can be sick at any time. And I just refuse to live my life being scared about, am I going to be sick today or tomorrow? I'm just going to live my life day by day and do what I want to do, go where I want to go. So as you guys know, I've been traveling and, you know, going places. So that's what I continue to do until my body tells me that I can't. And even then, I'm going to fight it. So, you know, it is what it is. But I hope this video wasn't too long. I hope it answered all you guys' questions. If you guys have any more questions, please leave them down below. If you guys would like me to do a full Q&A on Crohn's, then please leave your questions down below in this video. And then even if you asked me already and I answered and you have more elaborations, leave your questions down in this video, and then maybe if I get enough questions, I'll do a quick Q&A on, you know, Crohn's disease, trying to answer you guys questions that you may have for me. If not, then, you know, I don't know when my next update will be. Maybe it'll be in August or sometime when I get, you know, lab results and things like that, and then do my next CT scan. Colonoscopy might be another update. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.